All right, if you're getting ready for that BTEC Unit 2 marketing exam, then you are in the right place. This is your guide to absolutely mastering the objectives section. We are going to break down step by step how you can grab every single one of those 8 marks for Assessment Focus 2.
So get this, the average score for this section, AF2, is just 4.3 out of 8. That means the majority of students are leaving almost half the marks on the table. In this explainer, we're going to make sure that's not you.
So that leads to the big question, right? What's the secret? What are those top band students doing that everyone else isn't? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you their exact strategy. Here's what we've got on tap. We'll start with why those 8 marks can be so tricky. Then we'll dive into the examiner's biggest pet peeves, what you absolutely shouldn't do. I'll give you a secret weapon framework, we'll apply it to a real case study, and then we'll wrap up with a checklist so you can walk into that exam feeling confident. Okay, let's kick things off with the 8-mark problem. First, we need to be super clear on what Assessment Focus 2, or AF2, is all about. Bottom line, it's where you set the aims and, most importantly, the objectives for your whole campaign. I want you to think of AF2 as the foundation of a house. It's where you lay down the specific, measurable targets that your entire marketing mix in Activity 2 is going to be built on. If you get this part right, everything that follows is so much stronger, so much more logical. Now, for what I think is the most valuable part. This is basically the examiner's don't do this list. These are the most common mistakes that cost students marks, exam after exam.
This quote, this is straight from an examiner's report. And you know what they're talking about? The single biggest waste of time in the exam, writing out what the SMRT acronym stands for. The examiner knows what it is. You get 0. Zilch. No marks for defining it.
So, besides that huge time waster, here are the other classic mistakes. Writing something vague like increase sales. It's totally meaningless. Not using the specific data from the case study, that shows you're not applying your knowledge. And here's a big one. It is so much better to have 2 really well-developed objectives than like 5 weak ones. But the biggest point loser of all, not justifying why you chose those objectives in the first place. Okay, enough about what not to do. Let's talk about your secret weapon. This is a super simple but incredibly powerful framework that makes sure you tick every single box. I just call it the what, when, why, and how framework. Let's break it down real quick. The what and the when cover your smart basics, but you're not wasting time defining the acronym. Now, the why and the how, that's where the big marks are hiding. This is where you add the justification and the development that's going to push your answer right into that top band. Right, theory's great, but let's see this thing in action. We're going to use the Shine Beauty case study. And for this walkthrough, we're going to pretend we chose the option to run special salon events to grow the business. First things first, we have to anchor everything to the business's core aims, which are right there in the case study. Every single objective we come up with has to directly support one of these goals. That is absolutely non-negotiable. So let's make our first objective about that aim of reaching a wider audience. The plan is to use those salon events to get brand new people walking through the door. Let's apply the framework. What are we trying to achieve? Attract 500 new customers. It's specific, it's measurable, simple. When are we going to do it? Within the first 2 months, using those 8 salon events. That's 2 per salon. It's time-bound, it's realistic. Perfect. And now for the most important part. Why? Well, this objective directly supports the business aim of reaching a wider audience. I mean, bringing in 500 new people is reaching a wider audience. This simple justification sentence shows the examiner you're thinking strategically. You're connecting your objective to creating a whole new marketing database and boosting that long-term revenue. And finally, how? Now, we're not writing the whole marketing mix right here, just one sentence to build a bridge. We'll achieve this with social media, some local radio ads, and promotions inside the salon. You see? This sets up the detail you're going to give later in Activity 2 perfectly. 1 really solid objective is great, but 2 is even better. So our second objective is going to build on the first one, but this time it'll target the business aim of increasing how much customers spend. It's not just about getting people in the door, it's about getting them to open their wallets a little wider. So for the what, we're aiming to upsell 50 attendees from each of the 4 salons, getting them to buy a new full-price treatment. That's 200 high-value sales. And when? Within 6 months of the event. That gives us plenty of time to follow up and nurture them. And why is this so important? Well, it directly tackles that aim of increasing spend per visit. Remember, the case study tells us the average spend is only 35 quid. This objective is specifically designed to smash through that number by turning these new people into clients who buy the expensive premium treatments. And this, right here, is where you can see the real power of this framework. It's not just about getting those 8 marks for AF2, it's about setting yourself up to create a perfectly connected marketing plan for the entire exam. That little how sentence you wrote for each objective, that becomes the core justification for your marketing mix choices later on in Activity 2. It's the glue. It's the bridge that proves to the examiner that you have this coherent strategic plan where every single action is designed to hit a specific target.
Okay, let's pull all this together. This is your final checklist. This is what you need to be thinking about to lock in those top Band 4 marks.
Just look at the official mark scheme. Band 4 requires rationalized objectives with good development. Our framework is literally engineered to give you this. Your why provides the rationale. Your how provides the development. You are using the exact language the examiners are looking for.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Ask yourself this: are my objectives just SMART, or are they strategic? Because look, anyone can write a basic SMART objective, but to get the top marks, you have to be strategic. Use the what, when, why, how framework. It forces you to make every objective specific, measurable, justified, and perfectly linked to your marketing plan. And that, right there, is the difference between passing and absolutely excelling.